Hello guys, Johnny here, back again with another modification. The video I will be making today is about spacers. Right, spacers. More like, as you can say, mine are hub conversion adapters because I'm not really using them too much as a spacer, but just so I can get the bigger 5 lug bolt pattern, which is basically a 5 on 4.5 from the standard 5 on 100. That way I have more options with the Rocket Bunny kit. For example, 350Z wheels, that way they're staggered and a lot wider. For 5 on 100, there's not many options for that. My wheels finally got in, surprisingly after about 5 months. Yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, for the front spacers, I didn't want to go cheap. I wanted something good, a nice high quality spacer that wasn't also going to be extremely or crazy expensive. So I ended up going with Circuit Sports spacers. Did a lot of research on them before I looked up, see what I wanted. Here it goes. It even has a little engraving on the side. It says Circuit Sports. It comes with a hub-centric center that's very, very precise. I can't even get it off. There we go. So in case you need it to be hub-centric, that way it bolts on perfectly to your wheel. There you go. You have that, and it fits in there really tight. So that's how you know it's actually gonna work. It's actually gonna do what it's supposed to do. So it has carbon steel studs, and it even comes with little short nuts so that they get covered. In my case, my wheels do not have an opening in the back for the stock studs to go through. They're completely sealed and they only have 5 holes. So I actually have to chop my studs on my factory studs so that the wheel sits on there properly. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is actually remove the wheel. Pretty basic. Okay guys, got my safety glasses on because we're about to cut some studs. I kind of measured it, so I put some nuts in a hat.
These nuts?
Basically, that's what I'm going to chop off, whatever's extended after that nut. That's right about how much I need, just enough so that it'll clear the rims once the spacers are on. Go ahead and start cutting them off. I'm going to use this angle grinder with a diamond blade. One down, 1 more to go. Okay, there it is, all cut off. The reason I put nuts on there was because when you cut off studs, you mess up the thread. You can't get the nuts back on because of the fact that it's all messed up. The reason I left them on there was as a measuring guide, and also when you reverse thread them, when you bring them out, it also rips off all that excess metal that stays on there that gets deformed from when you cut it. It rips that off, so then that way you can not have to worry about cleaning it all up. It just basically cleans it off by itself. See how it removed all that excess that was going to be in the way when we're going to try to put the nut back on? So that's the reason why I left them on there. So they serve 2 different purposes. So all I have to do is clean that off, rip it off. Okay, now it's time to measure up the spacer. In my case, the converter. I need to clean it up just a little bit more, that way the studs, the factory studs aren't touching my rim. Okay, now that I have it trimmed to the specifications that I needed it to be, now time to put the adapter on. after you are done installing it, make sure you torque it. In my case, I use an air gun. Good enough. If you do not have an air gun, stick a screwdriver. Any screwdriver, just stick it in between the brake rotor and the caliper, and it should hold it down while you're torquing it down with a regular wrench or whatever. That's the way I would do it if I didn't have the air gun. It's probably the best way, because you want to be able to torque it down as much. You don't want that adapter or spacer coming off on you. And after you're done, torquing it down. Okay guys, now that you have the spacer / adapter on there, just go ahead and install your wheels. What do you guys think? This is gonna be the first time that I will be putting these rims on video, or as a matter of fact, even on Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, go ahead and click the annotation right here, and you can go ahead and check it out and see all the pictures of the build and a little bit of the process of how we got to where we are now. A sneak peek of the color too, because I went to go get them powder coated. They were just basically straight out of the cast aluminum for the centers, and then the outers were the forged aluminum G6061 airplane aluminum. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great day.